Have you ever felt like you're just treading water, trying to keep your head up in what feels like the full catastrophe of life? Well, that phrase is actually where the title of Jon Kabat Zinn's incredible book, Full Catastrophe Living, comes from. It's this really powerful guide that introduces a practice called Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR for short. Now, this isn't just about, chilling out. It's a whole structured program designed to help you build resilience, manage stress, and genuinely improve your well-being, no matter what life decides to throw your way. So, here's what we're going to get into in this explainer. First, we'll talk about what it even means to embrace all of life's complexity. Then we'll dig into the real foundations of mindfulness and cover some actual practices you can use for stress reduction. We're also going to look at the science behind it, how you can bring mindfulness into your day-to-day life, and finally, how all of this can lead to some deep healing and a fuller way of living. This whole approach didn't just come out of a textbook. It was born from real-world, hands-on experience. Kabat Zinn actually developed MBSR at the University of Massachusetts Medical Center to help people who were struggling with everything from chronic pain to really severe anxiety. And what he found was that mindfulness is so much more than just a quick relaxation trick. It's really about fundamentally changing your relationship with everything that's happening on the inside, your thoughts, your feelings, even physical pain. All right, so what is mindfulness anyway? When you boil it all down, it really comes down to one simple but honestly profound idea: just being present. It's all about being fully engaged in this moment, right here, right now, without slapping a label on it like good or bad. As Kabat Zinn explains, it's not about trying to escape your life. It's about embracing your reality with clear eyes and an open heart. And to help us do that, he lays out some really key attitudes, or you could call them the pillars of mindfulness. These 7 core attitudes are really the bedrock of the whole practice. They're the how-to behind being mindful, and when you put them together, they help us develop an awareness that is both compassionate and, not so reactive. So let's break them down. Okay, first up, non-judging. This is all about just noticing what's happening inside you and all around you, without that immediate impulse to label it good or bad. You're just being an impartial witness to your own experience. Next, we've got patience, and wow, this is a big one for most of us, right? It's about understanding that things have their own rhythm, their own timing, and just allowing them to unfold without trying to force anything. It's about giving yourself and the moment some space. Then we have what's called the beginner's mind. I love this one. It means trying to approach every single moment like you're seeing it for the very first time, with this genuine curiosity and openness, totally free of your old expectations. Trust is about learning to trust yourself, your own feelings, your gut instincts, your own experiences. It's about building a real confidence in your own inner wisdom, even when you feel totally lost or unsure. Non-striving can be a total game changer. It's this practice of letting go of constantly trying to get somewhere else or achieve some special state. Instead, you just allow yourself to be right where you are. And that leads perfectly into acceptance. Now, this doesn't mean you have to like everything that's happening. It just means seeing things as they actually are in this moment, not how you wish they were, and doing it without fighting it. And finally, letting go. This is about intentionally loosening our tight grip on thoughts, feelings, and outcomes that we really can't control anyway. You see, all of these attitudes work together to build that strong foundation for mindful awareness. Okay, so we have these foundational attitudes in our back pocket, but how do we actually do this stuff? Let's get into some of the core techniques Kabat Zinn teaches in the MBSR program. These are really the building blocks. You've got breathing meditation, where you just use the feeling of your breath as a gentle anchor to keep your attention here. There's the body scan, where you slowly and kindly bring your awareness to different parts of your body. Formal sitting meditation helps you practice stillness. There's even walking meditation, which is all about bringing awareness into movement. And finally, you have mindful movement through yoga and gentle stretching to really connect with your body. Through these practices, you start building this stronger, more honest connection with your body and your emotions, which just naturally leads to more calm and clarity. And here's a crucial point Kabat Zinn makes. The goal is not to stop or control your thoughts. That's impossible. It's about learning to watch them without getting swept away, kind of like watching waves roll in and out on the beach. Let's be real, stress is a part of life. But here's the fascinating thing. It's often not the stressful thing itself, but our reaction to it that causes the most damage. When we're constantly stressed out, it can seriously mess with our bodies and our minds.
Mindfulness gives us this incredible tool to change that relationship, to learn how to respond to stress with intention, instead of just reacting on autopilot.
This really gets to that powerful connection between our minds and our bodies. Kabat Zinn shows how practicing mindfulness can literally change what's happening inside you on a physical level. He tells these incredible stories of people using these very techniques to cope with chronic pain and serious illnesses, which just proves that real healing involves our mental and emotional state just as much as any medical treatment.
And hey, this isn't just some nice, feel-good idea. There's a mountain of scientific research to back it up. Studies are showing that a regular mindfulness practice can actually lower your levels of the stress hormone cortisol, boost your immune system, help you manage your emotions, and even change the physical structure of your brain to support more self-awareness and compassion. This is where Kabat Zinn's work is just so brilliant. He takes these ancient practices and shows us, through modern science, why they are such powerful and practical tools for us today.
But here's the thing. Mindfulness isn't something you only do when you're sitting on a cushion. The real magic happens when you start weaving it into the fabric of your normal everyday life. Kabat Zinn really encourages us to bring this kind of awareness to simple things, like really tasting your food or feeling your feet on the ground when you walk, or even just listening, truly listening in a conversation. It's in those ordinary moments that we can find extraordinary clarity and balance. And maybe one of the most powerful places we can bring mindfulness is into our relationships with other people. So what does mindful communication even look like? Well, it involves things like active listening. I mean, really being present with someone instead of just planning what you're going to say next. It means being non-reactive, so you can respond with awareness instead of just blurting out the first thing that pops into your head. And it's about bringing compassion into your interactions. When we practice this, we can build much deeper connections and handle conflicts in a way more meaningful way. This doesn't just apply to our personal lives either. Mindfulness can be a complete game changer at work, too, boosting our focus, our creativity, and even our productivity. A huge idea here is to focus on single tasking instead of that myth of multitasking. When we give our full attention to one thing at a time, we actually get more done, and we do it with way less stress and burnout. It's all about cultivating a clear mind so you can tackle those challenges at work with a sense of calm and strategy. This brings us to what might be one of the most powerful themes in the whole book: the role of mindfulness in healing. Kabat Zinn shares so many moving stories of people who've used MBSR to cope with everything from chronic pain and illness to really deep emotional distress. What he argues is that real healing isn't just about what doctors and medicine can do for us. It's about changing our fundamental relationship with our own suffering. For example, think about chronic pain. Mindfulness helps us see that there's the raw physical sensation of pain, and then there's our psychological reaction to it. That's the suffering. By learning to just observe the sensation without fighting it, people can literally reduce their suffering, sometimes dramatically. And the very same idea applies to emotional distress, like anxiety or depression. When we learn to see our emotions as just temporary events that come and go without letting them completely take us over, we build incredible emotional resilience. So, at the end of the day, full catastrophe living is this powerful reminder that life, in all its messy, beautiful, and unpredictable glory, is meant to be lived, and lived fully. Kabat Zinn gives us this practical, compassionate roadmap to navigate all the challenges that are bound to come up, empowering us to find peace, not by avoiding life's difficulties, but right in the middle of them. By embracing the practice of mindfulness, we can genuinely transform our relationship with stress, build up our emotional resilience, and start living with way more presence and purpose. So, I guess the only question left is, how might you start bringing just a little more awareness into your own full catastrophe?